Hi, I'm Fraser Simpson. I'm here with David Harris. We're going to talk about the Marathon of One. Dave, why don't you tell us a little bit about that and what you have planned?
Well, Fraser, now more than ever, with what's been going on with COVID-19, youth mental health is really important. And as you know a little bit about my story, I lost my son Cameron to suicide in 2005. And at that time, I had begun running. And when I started running, the idea was for my own physical health. But what I found was the more I ran and got physically better, the better I felt. And there really is a correlation between physical health and mental health. And so when Cameron passed away, I was really glad I was actually in much better physical shape, because I really don't think I'd be sitting here today if I wasn't. I decided to run my first marathon that year that he died. And when I did, I also decided, and why I don't know at the time, but to run 19 consecutive Mississauga marathons, and each one representing a year of my son's life.
Okay, and you started, tell us a little bit about your foundation and what's happened with your foundation over the years to now, and how they're involved in this virtual event.
Yeah, well, originally, when Cameron died, I just wanted to do something. So I founded an organization at the time called Cameron Helps, and it was to raise awareness about teen suicide. And actually, I have a present here for you. This is one of the original Cameron Helps shirts, technical shirts.
All right.
So that's for you.
Thank you. Very
that's
nice.
For you. And
how come there's a lighthouse on the back here?
Yeah, so the lighthouse significance is from Southampton, our cottage where we spent many a happy moment in, and so it's a significance also of hope and the idea what lighthouses are about. So anyway, we ended up starting Cameron Helps to raise awareness. We found out that, the suicide was basically the S word. It was much like the C word was when it came to cancer. So it took us a while to really establish what it is we wanted to do. And it turned out that we developed a running program, and it was started at Credit Valley Hospital, actually, where it was a youth running program to help youth with mental issues. I became involved. I was a volunteer coach, still am. And when that program got off the ground, I just loved it. I loved the concept and everything else, and posed the idea to the board of why don't we take this program and make it more than what it is. So we ended up changing the name of Cameron Helps to Team Unbreakable. And the Team Unbreakable running program was founded at that time.
Okay, and I've been following this throughout the years, having known you, and you're right. It has, mental health and suicide has kind of evolved. It's really, probably top of mind as far as most donations these days. How can corporations get involved, and how can people get involved in, either donating to your organization or donating to promote mental health youth?
Yeah, well, one thing I will say is the Marathon of One, obviously it's called the Marathon of One because there's no marathons being held anywhere in the world. So I've decided that I'm going to run the Mississauga Marathon. It is a virtual event, and its purpose is to raise funds for jack.org. And this will be, something that'll be unique, I think. We've had some great corporate sponsors come forward. For example, Aaron Dodge has donated vehicles that'll be there as pace vehicles for me. And as well as there'll be others I know that'll come forward. So corporate donations, are certainly important to any charity or organization.
Okay, and donations, corporate and personal, are both deductible. I just got to get that in there because it's a tax angle.
Of course.
Of course. And, during this COVID period, I've heard that, mental health has been an issue.
Yeah.
Isolation, it's, even for myself personally, I can feel that people that I know, myself, and just talk, it's been a real change in being isolated really affects us as social beings and that. So how do you what's your experience been over the past few months, and especially with the youth? How does running help the youth, and how can they get involved with this, or maybe get involved with one of the running programs that's available?
Well, I think it's absolutely safe to say that with the programs, the mental health programs that are out there, they've been impacted because of COVID-19. So, as I said at the beginning, more than ever, youth really need programs that are positive in nature. And running is one of those things that, as you know, as a runner yourself now, that running is something that is a great coping strategy. Yep. For stress and anxiety, whatever, and it really helps. So, the Team Unbreakable running program will be different. They're changing the program this year and they have to, obviously, to facilitate what's happening in with COVID and with the world in general. We know it's never going to go back exactly the same way it was before. So that's why this is so important, The
starting line is?
The starting line is Mississauga City Hall. I'll be running the actual Mississauga run, cool. The actual route, cool. Which I know very, very well. Cool. So
you're going to do it in what, like 3:20, something like that?
I wish, but no. I am not running to qualify for the Boston Marathon or anything like that. I'm just running to finish, which is also good. We're hoping to get some great media coverage. It's, things are in motion right now. It's a month away. We've got a lot to do, but we've got some great people behind it. We need volunteers. So
volunteers, how do they come forward? Go to your website?
They can go to our website, which is marathonofone.ca. Okay. They can also email info@marathonforone.ca. and get further information. But this is changing all the time. So if anybody is interested in helping out, for sure, and support me on that day, and support Team Unbreakable.
Okay. Well, Dave, is there anything you'd like to leave us with here? This is sounds like it's a great idea. It's I think to get the I think one of the most important things is the awareness, to get it out there that running is so good for your mental health. I mean, that, I think all the runners know that, but so I think youth that don't run regularly, it's so important for them. And if they're a little bit isolated right now, this is something that they could do, get involved in one of the programs. So I'll let you have the last word here. And
I think one of the things that stick out with running marathons, and I guess you can, the training is the hard part, and it really is difficult, and life isn't easy, but when you get to that day, when you actually run the event and you finish that 42.1 kilometers.
42.2.
42.2 kilometers.
When you're at 42.1, that next 0.1 makes a difference.
And then you quit.
Yeah. No, keep going.
But when you finish the marathon, you really know that you've accomplished something, But it really is a metaphor for life, You work hard. You have to work hard at your mental health, And people have to realize that you have to understand that good quality coping strategies, whether it's running, what you eat, what you drink, all those things, help you in having a good, stable mind and a happy life. And we know ourselves, the people that we meet through the running community, how great they are, how positive they are.
The positive is a huge one. Even that's the biggest thing that I've found is that, especially, first of all, you got structure, and then so you cannot run if you're not positive. A negative person can't run because you need to be positive to get the next kilometer in. Yep. And then you have goals. So it teaches you so much, goal setting. And actually, it really does make you feel better when you get a little bit better every week. Right. And then, you hit your first marathon, right, and you've accomplished something. And so now it's the next one, and it teaches you, your body teaches you to eat properly. And so you can sleep properly, and and take care of yourself and everything.
Yep.
And so yeah, Dave, I think it's great what you're doing. We wish you the best, and I hope that you raise lots of money for mental health.
Great. Thank you, Fraser.